Mesopotamians, 4000 BC, long-term written ziggurat records of observations. They used astronomy for timekeeping and calendars. They came up with the zodiac signs. They came up with the idea of the circle being 360 degrees. Egyptians, 4000 BC, developed a calendar to predict Nile flood, aligning temples and monuments such as the Great Pyramids with the stars. Stonehenge, made to accommodate for astrological alignments, discovered 2400 BC, unknown creator, maybe just for religion, I don't know. Chinese, recorded observations of eclipse at least as long ago as the 13th century, studied meteor showers, guest stars, and comets, and were able to discover the length of the year. Thales, 624 to 547 BC, first Malaysian astronomer, went to Egypt, gathered knowledge, predicted a solar eclipse around 585 BC. Pythagoras, 582 circa 500 BC, developed a model of the solar system, first to think the Earth was spherical.
Babylonians, they were around about 500 BC. They observed the moon and found regular patterns of motions of the moon and the planets around it. Found each zodiac time period of each planet. They studied how long it would take for a planet to get back to its original position as before they started to observe it. The zodiac period of Mars, per se, is 780 days. Aristoteles determined the distance to the moon and helped find both the moon's angular and linear diametroids. Eratosthenes. They used geometry to calculate the size of the Earth and also thought that the sun was the center of the universe. Hipparchus. He discovered a new star, but most of his work and findings have been lost. But descriptions of his catalog say he gave positions and an indication of brightness for about 850 different stars. Mines/Mesoamericans were around between 300 and 900 AD. They're responsible for quite a lot of scientific discoveries in astronomy, agriculture, engineering, and communications. They use astrological cycles to aid in planting and harvesting and develop two calendars that are as precise as the ones we use today. Ptolemy worked in Alexandria from about 127 to 151 AD. He was the last of the great astronomers of antiquity. His biggest accomplishment was the completion of a system that could accurately account for the motions of planets using a combination of regular circular motions. He was the first to orient maps with both north at the top and east at the right. He also wrote a book known as the Almagest. Arabs and Muslims, they improved in the ways in which planetary positions were calculated. The biggest contribution the Islamic astronomers made to the development of astronomy was the preservation of the astronomy of the ancient Greeks. They sought out information from all the ancient civilizations they came into contact with. They were the first to build observatories.
Copernicus came up with the theory of the sun in the middle of the universe, known as the heliocentric model. Brahe provided the basis for Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Galileo was the first to use a telescope to study the stars. Different weights descend at the same rate. Perfect, the refracting telescope. Kepler was a German astronomer and mathematician who is considered the founder of celestial mechanics, described elliptical orbits of Earth and planets around the sun. Newton developed calculus for his law of gravitation and his three laws of motion.
Edmund Halley, 1716, devised a method for observing Venus. 1705 predicted the orbit of the comet that was later named after him. Einstein, 1905, theory of relativity. Speed of light is constant, E equals mc squared, made many discoveries in modern physics. Niels Bohr, 1913, discovered basic atomic composition, electrons traveling in orbit around atoms and nucleus. Wolfgang Pauli, 1925, introduced two new quantum numbers, Pauli principle, exclusion principle, spin theory. Werner Heisenberg, 1925, discovered a way to formulate quantum mechanics in terms of matrices. 1926, contributions to nuclear physics/uncertainty principle. Edwin Hubble, 1919-1935, discovered the cosmos, helped develop extragalactic astronomy, one of the most important cosmologists of the 20th century, the origin and evolution of the eventual fate of the galaxy. The universe. George Lemaitre, father of the Big Bang Theory, credited with the first discovered solutions to Einstein's field equations of relativity. Robert Oppenheimer, he brought the best physicists together to build an atomic bomb in July 1945. He saw the first atomic bomb explode a month later. They dropped 2 of these bombs on Japan. Fred Hoyle, 1915-2001, coined the term Big Bang, steady-state theory of belief the universe had no beginning or end, but always existed and will continue to exist. He strongly disagreed with the Big Bang theory. Penzias and Wilson, 1965, discovered cosmic microwave radiation, cosmic background radiation. There was a residual background noise left from the Big Bang. Received the Nobel Prize in 1928.
Armstrong and Aldrin flew Apollo 11 and were the first men to walk on the moon.